I'm here at the Divertimenti and Daunt Books Culinary Salon, and it's my pleasure to welcome Atul Kochhar. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of the 50th anniversary celebration.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, and we love this book. It's absolutely fabulous.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what the inspiration was and what you were trying to do when you...
When I set out of India and came to the United Kingdom, I quickly realized that Indian food exists in different incarnations. That's the best way to put it. I learned that Indian food in this country was entirely different to the Indian food I was brought up on, I was raised on. And I learned pretty quickly that how people like to eat here. And initially it was very confusing, but slowly it came to me that there has been mass migration out of India to many parts of the world. And for a lot of reasons, for a lot of times it was with British. British took Indians with them to Malaysia, to Africa, to sometimes to Caribbean and different faraway places. And a lot of Indians, when British winded up their empire, landed up coming back to the United Kingdom. And not only that their food had kind of ceased when they left India, they took a part of India with them. The cuisine, let's say around 1700th century in India, was taken to Caribbean, for example. They lived there for 150 years, and then British decided to come back to the United Kingdom to live here permanently. Those Indians followed them there, came and made their homes in the United Kingdom. So they had a bit of India, a bit of Africa, a bit of Caribbean, and then a bit of United Kingdom came in. So a very beautiful, very different concoction of Indian food was prevalent here, or still is. It's still there, which I still enjoy in a lot of ways. But that kind of set me out on a journey to understand wherever in the world Indian food exists, I'll go and check it out. So I did a lot of countries, and a lot of countries I connected through different chefs. And from my personal travels, this book came about, to be honest, and here it is.
Were there some big surprises for you, some things that you hadn't expected to see along the way?
You know, a country like India, which going back 200 years, predominantly would have been vegetarian. To go and see Indian food in complete action in somewhere like Tanzania or Uganda, where the diet is very carnivore, and see wildebeest curry, or in Arabia, camel haunch curry, well, that was kind of out of the blues for me. I learned a lot, to be honest, and I have tried to put all that. I know a lot of people will never attempt it, to cook something like that, but I just thought it'll be great to actually share those recipes with them.
But it's amazing, because when you think about it, curry and all these different manifestations, we love it. I mean, no matter where you live, there's something quintessential about it that, you know, that really appeals to us.
I think it's the warmth of spices, it's the flavor, it's the sensation our brain gets out of it. All that, in a very simple way, I'll say, can be edited. And that's what it is, really speaking. I love traveling different parts of the world. I go wherever, to be honest. Some of the very colorful places where my palate would be dancing, and some places where it would be very plain. But I would come back home craving for something as basic as dal and rice, because that's my comfort food, and those spices I know, and those are the spices I'm addicted to, perhaps. And I think it happens to a lot of people like that. A lot of people say, I'm getting craving for Indian tonight, or I'm having kind of that vitamin is missing out of my body and I need to go fulfill that. So that happens, I guess. So that's a kind of addiction. I'm not calling it cannabis addiction, but yes, close to it.
It's a good addiction.
It's a great addiction.
It's a great addiction. Atul Kochhar, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.